Chapter 8. Survival Snaring Made Easy. He can best avoid a snare who knows how to set one. Publius Cyrus. A barn owl landed in the oak tree near Michael's bedroom window. A sparrow had been nesting in the tree and flew off, racing for its life. The owl took off in hot pursuit to capture its evening meal. As the owl closed the distance between them, the sparrow, in a panic to get away, took a hard right turn and smacked into the side of the house with a loud thump, falling onto the porch roof. The owl set its wings to swoop in and pick up the unconscious sparrow. The owl flew past a couple of windows and landed on the porch roof. Its sharp claws made scratching sounds on the shingles as it walked closer to the sparrow. It bent its head down and picked up the sparrow in its beak. All of a sudden, there were loud noises and glass was flying all over the place. The owl took off, leaving behind the sparrow and its evening meal. In its thoughts was the equivalent of, "Crazy humans." Michael was leaning against the end of the bed, looking at the window, crying. He whimpered in misery. "Leave me alone! No more death! Don't warn me of any more death! I can't stand it! Go away! Just leave me alone! Please, just leave me alone!" He sobbed so hard he couldn't seem to get a breath into his lungs. His vision blurred from the tears and he sank down and sat on the floor. He was shaking like a leaf. The moon was full and shone brightly up in the sky, making the shadows seem darker and larger than normal. Jane had just entered the hallway when she heard the shots. They sounded like they were coming from Michael's room. Her heart leaped into her throat and she raced down the hallway, drawing her 9mm pistol out of the holster on her hip. Joe raced down the hallway right behind her, holding his AR-15 in his hands. She was surprised he moved so fast. They got to Michael's bedroom door and exchanged a look. Joe stepped to the right side of the door, while Jane took the left side and got down on one knee. They hugged the wall, staying out of the way of the door. They both held their weapons tightly, determined and ready to face whatever or whoever was in Michael's room. Joe reached his hand over and flung the door wide open. Both of them quickly peeked around the doorway into the room as their hearts thumped loudly in their ears with fear for Michael. Jane prayed silently, "Please let him be all right." Preston and Amy exchanged a look. The man on the right said, "I said drop those guns right now." He gestured with his rifle. Preston and Amy dropped their weapons. "Step back." Preston and Amy took a step back. The man on the right gestured to his friend to take care of the rifles, who picked up each gun and threw them into the bushes out of sight. "Turn around and start walking." Preston and Amy did as they were told. "We're going over to the house. When we get there, you're going to get us all inside. Then we'll take care of business." Preston was pissed. They had just cleaned those guns after dinner while they talked about the events of the day. Now they would be filled with dirt and leaves. They hadn't patted them down for more guns, nor had they made them take off all the other weapons they had on them, like knives. Well, that was good. Now he would watch them and be ready to make a move at the first opportunity. They were amateurs, no doubt about it, and weren't trained. They probably thought they had it all figured out in some vague plan. If they had the guns, then they were in total control of everything. They mistakenly thought they were the ones with all the power. He hoped Amy would be ready to move when the time came. He knew she had paid very close attention to everything he had told her about different situations, so he was pretty confident that she wouldn't stand there and be a target. She wasn't the type to be a bystander. She'd do something. He was watching the guy. Since Preston and Amy had complied, they were dropping their guard around them. They were watching the house more intently than the two of them. That was a big mistake. Too bad they wouldn't live long enough to learn from it. Amy knew that Preston wouldn't lead these two guys to the house and get them inside so they could hurt Michael, Jane, and Joe. He'd make some sort of a move long before they got there.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.